Hello, my name's Chip Barrelly. I'm here with Brian Nichols. He is the owner of mapoftheus.org. Brian, nice to see you today.
Good to be here.
Excellent. Um, so I just wanted to do a little housekeeping first. If you haven't already dialed into the audio bridge, please do so now. You can also use your computer's integrated system to listen in. During the call, everybody else will be on mute. If you'd like to submit questions, though, we have the questionnaire panel. Please feel free. I will ask them at the appropriate time, or hopefully some of the questions will be answered with the general flow of the conversation that we're having also. So I won't interrupt unless it is a pertinent question. So we want to get all of them answered. Just to let you know, though, we will try to keep it on the pertinent slides for the questions you have. So very good. This is the deal we're looking at today. This is the map of us.org. As you can see, their annual revenue is $54,543, and the annual expenses a little over $1,100. So we're getting an annual profit of $53,345. If you go to latonas.com, these hyperlinks can show you graphs to show you exactly what they're at. You will have to log into Latona's and for that. This is where I turn to you, Brian. This is the history of your site. Let's talk a little bit about it. When did you start it? How did it come to be? Tell me about it.
Well, I used to have a genealogy site for each state in the U.S. many years ago, and each state had its own map page. Mm-hmm. So these pages have actually been on the internet for over, probably 10 years. I sold all my state sites to Ancestry.com, mm-hmm. but I retained the map portions because they were by far the biggest draw, even on the genealogy site. So right. I retained those and consolidated those into one site, the mapofus.org, and that went live last year, and it has basically just taken off, and I'd say most of the pages for the keywords map of, name your state, are in the top 10, if not the top 20 in Google, and that has survived several Google updates.
Right, the panda, the penguin.
Mm-hmm, exactly.
Very good. Excellent. All right, well, this is just another little picture of the history of the site. Still about the same thing. I just wanted to show you a little bit different view. And then this is on the Internet Archive site called Wayback Machine. Most people are probably familiar with it. This is just showing where the longevity of the site is. We started in 2013, and it's been going strong ever since. I do believe this is where you bought the domain, correct?
Let's see, I actually bought the domain it may have been in 2011 I actually bought the domain, because 2011 is when I sold my sites to Ancestry.
Okay, very good. So there just was nothing going on between 2011 and 2013 on the site. That's why there's no indication.
Yeah, I took some time off and then decided to go ahead and consolidate everything into one site.
Okay, very good, very good. All right, now this is your Google Analytics. It shows that there's definitely been an upswing in traffic recently. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, that's when I got the pages built, I got the site built out, then it was a process of people that had linked to my old pages on my old websites. I went back to, and there were literally thousands of them, and started, if they were able to change the links over, backlink building. Mm-hmm. Was a major time consumption during that time, and once I got most of those done, Google just loved it and picked it right up.
Okay, very good. I do have a question that was sent in. Have you ever made money any other way other than websites?
Yeah, I have a regular job too.
Okay, all right.
I have a cubicle job, which is probably one of the reasons why I'm considering selling the site, because it takes up a lot of my time.
Gotcha. Understandable. Now tell me something other than the AdSense and the affiliate revenue. Is there other uh, money coming in?
There's no other current money coming into the site other than the just complete advertising. There was a time when I considered, because I get a lot of requests to actually make prints of especially the antique maps, and to they're wanting to buy them, but I just don't have that capability, and I never developed the time to be able to do that. So I mean that could be a future revenue stream if someone was willing to do that. But other than that, it's mainly just AdSense and then advertising revenue.
Okay. Do you believe that answered that question? Very good. Let's. This is another shot of your analytics that shows that 96% of your traffic is coming from the United States.
Yes.
Is there any way that you think you could push towards other things, like maybe getting maps of different countries? And
Oh yeah, I mean the possibilities are endless. You can go into and start putting in maps of other countries. I mainly concentrate on the United States because I'm mainly into genealogy itself. So with that being United States being the biggest, that being the largest hobby in the U.S., that's mainly what I just concentrated on. But there's no reason why you can't go into other countries and develop and get maps for those as well, and then
that would add to the
Yes,
sessions coming from different countries. That makes
yes.
perfect sense. All right. Let's see. I'm sorry. How did you? Here's a verbatim question. How did you get the advertising from Ancestry?
You have to apply to Ancestry. Now you can actually put other advertising on the site other than Ancestry, because the maps site, it has a big draw for genealogists, but it also has other draws for historians, people that are just history buffs, military. I was starting to develop military maps on there.
Okay.
You can put political maps on there. The possibilities are almost endless with the maps. You're not just kind of pigeonholed into the genealogy format. But as far as Ancestry goes itself, they have a very I don't want to say completely closed affiliate program, but you do have to apply to them, and they do have to approve you to be able to place their links on the site.
I understand. All right, very good. So this is not just blast facts. Anybody can get this. This is something that they want to be similar to what they're doing also.
Yeah, they don't want anyone just throwing. They want to keep their links and their advertising solely on genealogy sites. So they're kind of, the last time I saw, now I've been with them for over 15 years. I'm one of their top 25 affiliates. So I was in well before they started making those changes. So whether they've changed it since then, I'm not 100% sure. That you'd have to check in on that.
Okay, very good. I think that answered that, though.
You do go through CJ, Commission Junction. That's where they run their affiliate program through.
All right, very good. This is just another page of your analytics. It's showing your users and your bounce rates. Organic search seems to be your strongest.
It is. That's due to the link building and then having people change old links for 10 years ago, having them switch and relink over to the new site. And so it's all been the proper way of backlink building. Very
good. Very good. And we'll get into that in just a little bit. I have when we look through the backlinks portfolio. So
yeah,
very good. Matter of fact, that's where we're going right now. This is Majestic SEO. Anybody can get to this site. I do believe it's majestic.org. Or is it .com? I'm sorry. Either way, though, this is a screenshot of your external backlinks, your referring domains, and your trust flow. And the trust flow of 15 is very good for this. I see a couple of educational backlinks down here, too, which make perfect sense for a map site. So
yeah, we get a lot of edu domains coming to the site, teachers and college, as long as, like I said, historians, stuff like that there. And the backlinks have started to build up naturally now. People are just coming to the site and then getting links and putting it on their own site now. So it's almost, backlink building is almost kind of taken on life of its own.
Very nice. Very nice. A little bit more about that. Now, this is the backlink breakdown. I'm seeing that you do have a little bit of image traffic, but 90% of it seems to be the exact thing you're looking for, the text links.
Yes.
Very good. And I see this it's kind of a 73% other acre text also. So, I mean, this seems to be going in the exact direction you're looking for.
Correct.
Okay, very good. Now, this is a shot of some of the ones that have linked to you.
Mm-hmm.
And they look perfect. I mean, let's see, the Roots Web from Ancestry.com. That's perfect. Map history info, genealogy. I mean, these are all the things that you would expect to see on a.
And this is what Google wants to see.
Mm-hmm.
When they spider your backlinks, this is exactly what they want to see.
Right. The links from places that actually make sense for you having a link
relevant,
to them.
Very
Yes.
relevant backlinks.
Very good. Very good. Now, this is the SEM Rush. This is about your traffic.
Mm-hmm.
And as you can see, we're down for a little while, but then now, as you explained earlier about the links that have been coming back up, I see that it's just on a huge upward spiral. So, and all right. Oops. Sorry about that. Jumped a little forward. This is a bit more. These are going to be your keywords. Want to explain to me about the keywords that you have, what your position is with them?
Yeah, doing the research that I did, map of name state, map of U.S., map of United States. Those were high-ranking keywords using the Google research tools, and so that's what I concentrated on with each page. Mm-hmm. So that's why they rank so high. If you type in map of Alabama, you're gonna be right there on that front page.
I got you. Very good. Very good. All right. Now this is a view of your unique traffic, and mm-hmm. as you can see, it's going on a very nice upward trend.
Yes.
Has that the 25,000 was always where you were at, but now we're up to 125. So,
correct. Like I said, these pages are actually, in some way, shape, or form, they're over 10 years old. But the site, just the domain itself is just a little over a year old. So once I started redirecting a lot of those old backlinks, that's mm-hmm. what happened.
Understood. All right. And the next page is going to show your views also. As you can see, they're trending in exactly the same way as you would expect from the uniques and the views to continue in the same trend. So all this is positive. I've seen actually just great things coming from this site. So good deal.
It's got a lot of potential for future growth.
Mm-hmm. This is your administration section. I'm going to let you do almost all the talking here because obviously you know your site better than anybody.
Yes. It's very simple on the back end. There are just a couple of plugins I use. I go through WP Engine is where the site is hosted on. There's not a lot of databases you have to fool with. Like I said, there's very little on this end you have to do. The only other major thing is the forms page. Mm-hmm. That's where people, send in their questions and anything that needs to be corrected, they'll send it in there. And that's also where I get a lot of the inquiries about selling them copies of maps and things of that. But other than that, it's just basic. It's real basic of what you'd find on any other normal WordPress mm-hmm. back end.
I'm going to back you up for 1 second. We had a question. Yeah. Mm-hmm. What exactly happened? I'm going to just read this verbatim. So, what exactly happened in May 2014 causing the traffic to spike? He says he heard about things about the old links redirecting. Can you please explain what links were made?
I went through, about that time, I was also going through what's that place in Salt Lake City? The Family History Library in Salt Lake City. They have their own like a Wikipedia type resource, and I've started going through each and every page, placing links on every county page in the U.S. there, mm-hmm. and that started drawing a lot of traffic. At that point, it started getting picked up by news services. There are several news services that did minor stories on it. After that, people were actually placing backlinks on their own at that time. And I made a large push between February and May of getting old backlinks redirected. Sometimes with genealogists, they're not real quick to respond. It takes them a little while, especially on stuff like RootsWeb, which is a major genealogy free resource. Sometimes they only check their email once or twice a month.
Okay.
So at that time, people started getting their mail and started making the changes and things of that nature. So it's almost kind of like a perfect storm of link building.
I got you. I did that. That made perfect sense to me. I hope that explained the question there.
It's all white hat, no black hat. No, nothing. There was nothing illegal done because I want to stay in Google's good graces.
Of course, of course. It's hard enough to stay in that good graces without
It is.
even doing everything the right way. So, very good. All right, we've spoke about this. This is your second page of your admin section. Why don't you go ahead and just talk a little bit about what this is?
Yeah, basically that's just a plugins page. That just shows the plugins that I had at some point downloaded and put on there. Not all of them are activated. I only have activated the minimum that I actually need to run the site. So you have too many plugins activated, it tends to slow the site down, and I know Google likes page speed, page load speed. So once again, I just put just what's needed for the site itself. And this just showing just a list of the various plugins that I do have.
Okay, very good. Let's see. Oh, get a little.
Yeah, I had to, instead of sending you a bunch of screenshots, I tried to get the zoom out a little bit so I can grab a few more plugins.
Okay, so that's what this is more.
It's just more plugins that are on there, but it's not. Only about half of them are actually activated.
Okay, very good. Is there a reason why you're leaving so many of them off, or is it just that they didn't weren't relevant to the site? Right.
Yeah, they're just not needed. There's like RegenX, that's something like a mass change and replace. So instead of going through each and every page, if I had to change something, I could just use it. So that's something that just does not need to be on all the time. And there's some things with the it's a Genesis theme, so they have their own plugins that come with it that I just really didn't need, and so I just keep them turned off.
Okay, very good, very good. Let's see, and these are the available widgets that you have for the site?
Yes.
And
most of them are for the sidebar, for the advertising, and for the links to the pages. Like I said, it's very simple, and that's basically all there is to the widgets.
Gotcha. As we said earlier, this is just a pretty straightforward site, so really there's not a lot of detail in the background. Now, how often are you working on this site?
Really, I have not worked on it in a month. I mainly just go through, I do check my Google stats at least once a week. I use a third-party program for that, checking their position ranking. Other than that, unless I want to add something new to it, there's nothing else I do to it.
I got you. Very good.
There's no daily maintenance. I probably put in about 4 hours this month.
Okay, so pretty much sustaining itself at this point.
You can just leave it alone as long as you keep your rankings stay up in Google. It shouldn't have any issues. You really don't have to do anything.
All right. Now this site got a little bit small. Can you explain what this is?
Oh Lord, I need my glasses for this. Okay, that's just a picture of some of the comments or some of the contact mail that was sent to the site. It gets a lot of people inquiring about it.
Now, is any of this available on the site, or is this just for the administration to see?
No, you have to log into the administration to see it. But it's just questions, can I buy a map, or you have a misspelled word, or I love your site. Can I place a link? Can you place a link?
Right.
Things of that nature.
Okay, so not many of them are actually asking for different content, correct?
No.
Okay. All right. Very good. Just wanted to check that out.
Yeah.
Okay. Now this is the revenue. I did want to speak about this. Let's. As you see, I mean, it was going pretty steady up until February, and then we had a huge spike. Do you know what that spike is all about?
That's when it started getting picked up on Google. So
okay.
A lot of the last statistics you saw from Google Analytics, I think at some point either the plug-in quit working or got deactivated or something. But
And that's the revenue fell a little bit in the.
yeah, the revenue fell a little bit at
Now
that
it
point.
didn't. It obviously never went back down to the level that it was at before. But I mean,
No.
you did have. But then we're on back up on the trend again.
Yeah, and that's typical, especially with any genealogy site. You see spikes in traffic and revenues depending upon the season. Typically, around May, June, when kids get out of school, people doing genealogy research, they tend to slow down on it as people start vacations.
Right.
Once you get back towards the fall, they start to spike again. And then in the wintertime, when you hit the seasons like Thanksgiving and Christmas, you'll see another dip. But once after January comes, you'll see another huge spike in it. So
I got you.
with this right here, you won't see a constant one-level revenue stream. You'll have to average that out. But, yeah, but it's been like that ever since I've been doing it, and that's been at least 15, 20 years.
Gotcha. So this is a seasonal.
It is. Well, it's just people doing the genealogy research. It depends on family time, and so when kids are out of school, you tend to have less researchers, and that's why it'd be good not to solely concentrate just on genealogy, but also kind of expand maybe more into political maps, military maps, government maps, things of that nature, to kind of, if you wanted to even that out a little more.
I understand. All right, very good. Let's see. Now, these are expenses. The only one that this is going to be the hosting, correct?
That's all. That's all the expenses I have is just hosting, and then
the domain renewal.
Domain name renewal. That's it.
So I mean, it just says the one bump a year, and then stays steady after that.
That's it.
Very, very simple, and I mean the low price too. So very good. All right. We sort of touched on this a little bit earlier, but let's do a full view on day-to-day operation of the site.
Okay.
Now you said you're not putting that many hours a week in, but what is required to run this site?
Keep the web hosting paid and the domain name paid. That's about all that's actually quote unquote required. And also just to make sure that you're still up in Google, with the Google rankings. Other than that, that's all that's just required. Now, like I said, I do work an outside job, so that eats up a lot of my time. If this was my full-time position, I would spend more hours gathering more map images and putting them up. So once again, like I said, if you will go into political, if you go into more historical maps, things of that nature would really expand the base of it. But once again, I just don't have the time to do it.
And of course that would be much more time added to it. So
yeah, but once you get it up, then once again, then that's all you have to do. But as far as the maintenance of the site, that's it.
Okay.
I'd say probably about 4 to 5 hours a month.
Gotcha. All right. Here's a question for you real quick. How do you go about adding more content? For example, where to find people to write content for the site? What kind of content can be added to grow the site more? And how much will that work cost?
If you're talking about content as in a blog, that's something that I think there is a small blog area on it, but I'm just not a big blogging person. You can easily hire a ghostwriter, but I don't know exactly, unless there's some new type maps coming out, you could write a ghostwriter to explain new maps from other sites. I've had ghostwriters before on my genealogy sites, and that would typically run maybe 20, depending upon how many words, $20, $25 for a decent sized blog posting. So if you did 4 a month, maybe roughly $100 to have someone else do it for you. As far as content goes, there's maps being put up all the time of, gosh, all sorts of different things. And so you can actually place links to those maps on the site, because that was my initial goal, was to make this a go-to place for any type of map link, not necessarily maps that I own or use. So I mean, there's that pretty much is it on that.
Okay. Hopefully that answered the question for Jason.
If not, you can elaborate a little more. I'll see if I can't get a little more detailed.
Okay, very good. Well, he seems to be satisfied with that answer for the time being, so let's move on just a little bit. This is something that he was touching on also. What kind of future expectations do you see for the site? What kind of growth do you think it has in its future?
It's got great, it's got great growth potential. Like I said, there's all sorts of interesting maps being put up all the time by news organizations, historical societies, state state government archives and things like that. You see them all the time. You start, putting more and more links on there, other than genealogy related links. The site, there's no telling or no limit really to what the site can achieve.
Because it's not really, there aren't tons and tons of banners all over your site already. So I mean,
No.
it is very well put together and
I've probably got about 10% growth in it right now. So there's probably, especially once you get into political type maps. You go to realclearpolitics.com. Their Senate map races and stuff like that. That's, people love to see those. Those get massive amounts of hits. It's a much larger website, but just the fact that they're maps, people can easily view them. People can easily understand maps. So they just love to look at them and see the historical significance of them.
gotcha. All right, very good. Um, Obvious question, but one that really needs to be answered. Why are you selling the site?
Well, I do work a full-time job, and that has taken more and more of my time. I do have another venture that could possibly be in the works that would get me out of an office job. So if the site was to sell, then that's what I would be using those funds for. Once again, if not, I'll just leave it and just start saving the revenues for a couple of years and then doing it at that point. But I would rather do it now than have to wait a couple of years.
Makes perfect sense.
Other than that, I absolutely love the site. That's my baby, and part of me just don't want to sell it.
I understand. After you work on something for so long, it starts to become a part of you, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. I love these things.
Very nice. All right. Well, that's pretty much the site. I mean, it's a basic site. It's very, very niche oriented, and
It is.
very good. If I'm looking for any questions, but I see none that are really coming up right now. But oh wait, here we go. Do you own any other sites of the same niche?
No, I have no other map sites.
No other map sites? No domains, anything like that?
No.
Okay.
Hold it. I may have some variations of Map of Us. I don't remember what I had, which would also go with it as well. If you give me just 1 second, I will see if I can't. I'm pretty sure I got like .us and let's see, where is it? Let me get logged in real quick here.
Certainly.
And that way I can answer this question more fully.
And they would appreciate that. So not a problem at all.
Yes.
Let's see.
Okay, I do have, so I got the mapofus.org. I have mapsofus.org, which has the S on it, and I had that redirected. Those are the only two that I have. So mapofus.org and mapsofus.org I thought I'll put in there with it.
Also included in the sale? Okay.
Yeah, I'll include that with it.
And they're redirecting as of right now, correct?
They should be. If not, I will have to go in there and fix that.
I understand. All right, very good. Well, this is my broker contact information. I am Chip Bowerly again. My number is right there, Chip at Latona's. I'd be glad to answer any questions anybody has afterwards. My door's always open. Brian, I really appreciate you being here. You did a great job, and I feel like I know the site pretty well now. So,
all right, and I can also, if anyone requests, I can send a screenshot of my rankings for all the keywords.
okay, that would be
Current
very
rankings.
helpful. I will make sure that is known to everybody also. So, very good. If there are no other questions, I think we can let this be a done deal. And there are not. So please, again, if anybody needs me, feel free to contact me at 863-557-3108 or email me at chip@latonas.com. Brian, again, I really appreciate you being here.
Not a problem.
Thank you very much. And this will be the end of it, and I appreciate it. Y'all have a good
Yeah.
evening now.
Thanks.